Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, November 7th, 2015, around 4:28 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's going to be a mix of sun and clouds today. High's going to be 60. It's going to be the last above average day temperature wise for a few days. Back to reality tomorrow with 50s and stuff, but that's where it should be this time of year. We're in November and stuff, and seasons are really changing and stuff, and it was a great to have like Indian summer weather, but sooner or later it's going to be cold and snowing in New England. We have to deal with it because it's reality and stuff. Hopefully this El Nino patterns really takes fruition this year, but we can't let our guards down because that's just speculative, and would not be surprised if we get hammered this winter again. Some news to report. Boston Celtics beat the Washington Wizards by the score of 118-98 last night at the TD Garden, second win of the season for the Boston Celtics. And the UMass Lower River Hawks hockey team, which is ranked 4th in the nation, beat the Vermont Catamounts by the score of 5-3. That's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is a continuation series of the top 10 greatest everything and anything. I've now reached the top 10 sports athletes who wore number 1 during their careers. These players are famous for wearing number 1, the first number to be assigned except 00. And some great athletes have worn them over the years. And here are the top 10 of all time. Number 10 on this list is Bernie Parent. Bernie Parent was an NHL goaltender, spending most of his best years with the Philadelphia Flyers. He won a few Vezina trophies and stuff. He was a goaltender who led the Flyers to the only 2 Stanley Cups in 1974 and 1975. Hockey Hall of Famer. Number 1's retired by the Flyers. Number 9 on this list of the best sports stars ever to wear number 1 is Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee was a shortstop for the Brooklyn/LA Dodgers for many years in the 40s and 50s. A great shortstop. He's a baseball Hall of Famer, and number 1's retired by the Dodgers. Number 8 on this list of the greatest sports stars to win number 1, Billy Martin. Billy Martin was a player for the New York Yankees, but he was famous for being a manager. 5 times he managed the New York Yankees. He had a love-hate relationship with the former owner of the Yankees, George Steinbrenner. He would always get fired but rehired back, and Billy passed away on Christmas Day 1989 in a car wreck. His number 1's retired by the New York Yankees, and there's a talk about him eventually going into the Hall of Fame as a manager. Number 7 on this list of the top 10 greatest sports stars ever to wear number 1, Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls, point guard, one of the most exciting players in the NBA, won an MVP award 2011, but he's been frequently hurt the past several years, and when he's playing pretty good, he's one of the best players in the NBA. Number 6 on this list of the greatest sports stars to wear number 1 of all time, Glenn Hull, goaltender. He was a goaltender for the Red Wings, Blackhawks, and Blues for many, many years. He holds the record for most consecutive games played by an NHL goaltender with 502. He's a Hockey Hall of Famer. His number 1's retired by the Blackhawks. Number 5 on the list of the greatest sports stars ever to win number 1, goaltender Terry Shawchuk. Shawchuk played for the Red Wings, Bruins, Maple Leafs, Canes, and Rangers. Probably one of the best goaltenders of all time, especially in the original 6 era. He won many awards for like best goaltender and stuff. He one time was the record for most wins by an NHL goaltender and most shutouts. He passed away in 1970 at the age of 41, and he was immediately inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame posthumously. Number 1's retired by the Red Wings. Number 4 on this list of the greatest sports stars ever to win number 1, quarterback Warren Moon, who's played most of his career with the Oilers, plus Vikings, Seahawks, Chiefs. One of the, a great quarterback, over 50,000 passing yards. He never made the Super Bowl and stuff, but his number 1's retired by the Titans. Number 3 on this list of the greatest sports stars ever to win number 1, Bobby Doerr, who was a second baseman for the Boston Red Sox, who played his entire career with the Red Sox, one of the best second basemen of all time. He had over 200 home runs. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1986 in the Veterans Committee because one of his best friends, Ted Williams, was on the Veterans Committee. His number 1's retired by the Red Sox. He's the oldest living Hall of Famer in baseball who is still living right now. Number 2 on this list of the greatest sports stars ever to win number 1, Jacques Plante, goaltender. Jacques played most of his career with the Montreal Canadiens, plus he was with the Rangers, Blues, Maple Leafs, and Bruins, plus he played a couple of years in the WHA. He was a great goaltender, first NHL goaltender to wear a mask regularly and play. It was named Jake the Snake. He won the 1962 Vezina Trophy, Hockey Hall of Famer, and his number 1's retired by Les Habs. And number 1 on this list of the greatest sports stars ever to win number 1, Ozzie Smith, shortstop who played for the Padres and the Cardinals. He was one of the best defensive shortstops of all time, the Wizard of Oz. Famous for hitting the 1985 home run in Game 5 of the National League Championship Series, which announced Joe Buck says, "Go crazy, folks, go crazy." The Cardinals won 5-4 by a home run by the Wizard. Very great shortstop. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer and stuff. He hosted This Week in Baseball for a couple of seasons, and number 1's retired by the Cardinals. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. 2 more video blogs. One will be about the BWO, and the third and final video blog will be about actress and author Heather Thomas. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Brennan guy. Molly Rosenblatt, a Fox 35 rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart is so stunning. In the words of Raven, former ECW world champion. What about me? What about Raven? See you later.